painful and more disturbing that despite the quantum and the magnitude of the calamity, all our individual and collective efforts to seek the attention of those who are in charge has generally remained unattended to. We therefore continue to call on the government to swiftly design all applicable mechanisms needed as a matter of priority to avert loss of lives and mitigate the long-term effects of this humanitarian crisis. As a matter of extreme urgency, we implore the government to act on the following strategies. First, declare the El-nino rains and floods as a national disaster. To date, what we have been seeing is just lip service. We are yet to see any meaningful, well-collaborated, well-coordinated action from the government. And therefore, this remains our unified call for the government action to incorporate the support of all relevant strategic players to upscale capacity and improve coordination among state agencies, non-governmental organizations, the donor community, and the wider Kenyan public.
Staring at a situation whereby the residents of Northeastern and also parts of northern Kenya will starve to death because of lack of food. I compare this to a situation that is happening internationally. You have seen trucks of food at Rafah crossing. They can't reach Gaza. This is what's happening now in Northeastern. Trucks cannot reach the people of Northeastern, and that now will lead to starvation. The near non-existent infrastructure in terms of roads have been swept. We don't have roads in the first place. So the ones that look like roads have been swept. We don't have bridges. And the government is unable to declare this as a natural disaster. Now, we, the leadership, actually want to declare that there's a national disaster on behalf of the government because they have failed to do so. So with this, we are appealing to the international community, especially UN organizations like World Food Programme, to step in and cap in. We can't wait for government to declare when people are going to die. Health facilities have closed a long time ago because there are no drugs. They can't reach. Last night, there was issue of KEMSA saying we are procuring ABCD. How can they reach the people of Northeastern Northern Kenya? So, as we speak for the people of Northeastern and Northern Kenya, today we declare that there is a national disaster in terms of El-nino. So we ask the international community please to step in. We have seen our deputy president visiting other places. He has not stepped in or visited Northeastern just to see what the situation is. We ask him also, because he's the one coordinating on behalf of the Kenya government, to go and visit those places so they can get first-hand experience.
The situation is very dire. Waterborne diseases have already set in. Mothers who have delivered cannot even get porridge. Power stations have shut down because there's no fuel. Not just in Mandera, all of them. And it's as if nothing has happened in our country here. 2 million, the lives of over 2 million people are at risk. In the biggest or the worst, what do you call, El-nino that we have seen, at least in all that I can recollect myself and remember. And I'm not a young man. And our government is mum. It's just sitting there. Whenever there are disasters of this nature anywhere in the world, including the most developed countries, the economy of Florida as a state in the US is more than 10 times the economy of Kenya. And whenever there's things like that, floods, hurricanes, typhoons, the Federal Emergency Management Agency of the US steps in. President of this, from Washington, D.C. goes there to see how it's going. Coordination. The biggest economies in the world, when they have an earthquake, the whole world, they make an appeal to the whole world. We haven't made an appeal right now to the globe. This disaster is of a magnitude that even Kenya government cannot cope with it on its own without the support of the international community. Why are people not talking about it? Why is this government sitting on its very, very happy? So we're calling on the government, as a matter of emergency, an agency, to immediately declare the national disaster in here and make an appeal, a flash appeal to the international community. They need air droppings. Food has got to be dropped from there. Massive helicopters, which can transport 10 tons, more than 10 tons, must be deployed. 2 million people who do not have their livelihood is not a small number.
Appeal to the national government and the county government, specifically Tana River County Governor, is not doing the much he was supposed to do. Tana River County Governor is not doing the much that he was supposed to do. He is a county governor for all the residents of Tana River people. But he's not doing that. We want to appeal to the national government also to come in. Because today, even if you give me food, I don't know which areas to take to. Because unless airlifting is done, I cannot even make sure that that food supplies reaches to my area. So we want to appeal to the government to ensure that their voice of the northern leaders and Tana River leaders and then other areas that are affected are heard and properly articulated.
Ka faa'iideyso 9 maalmood minara iyo maalintaada. Isla 9 maalmood kaga faa'iideyso dabaqada fog ee ku yaala xaafada Kalaleeshwa.
Isla 9 maalmood kaga mid noqo macaamiisha kaga faa'iideysata daarta Forest Garden ee ku taala xaafada Backland. Gaar ahaan Forest Road.
sidoo kale kaga mid noqo macaamiisha ka faa'iideysta 9 maalmood guryaha raaxada ee ku yaala xaafada Syokimau.
isla 9 maalmood ka mid noqo macaamiisha ka faa'iideysata dabaqa Minar Heights ee ku yaala xaafada Westland.
Ha moogaanin hana u daymalaanin.
halkuu hoyga ku haboon yahay waa Minara Homes.